Hi guys, how's everyone doing? Good, 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 I hope. Oh gosh, this is going to be one of those reviews where I really have to try not to gush, because that happens sometimes and it's not fair on you guys. Anyway, today I'm reviewing HALFETI by Penhaligons. Oh lord, this is a really special one to me. It was my favourite discovery of 2015, hands down. Gone into my top 10 fragrances ever, I think. And it's the only Penhaligons fragrance I own. This is the only fragrance ever with oud in it that has made me want to run out and buy it straight away. It was a love at first sniff situation. I'm sure we've all had those, right? I personally am way over the oud trend. I was over it 2 years ago, and thankfully it seems to be dying down. But then when I smelled this, I thought, wow, this is the one that's changed my mind. What's happened? This is part of their Rich collection, I think it's called, and they also do a little mini set called the Trade Routes line. So this one is all about the exotic. It's based on the trade routes in Turkey and all of the things that were traded. Spices, flowers, resins, things like that. So it's definitely not even a nod to the exotic. This is a full-on, to me it epitomises what an exotic fragrance should smell like. I wonder what it's like to actually live in an exotic country, because you wouldn't see it as exotic, you would just see it as something else. Kind of like how Chinese people don't say, let's go and get Chinese food, they just say, let's go and get food. Yeah, okay, I stole that from Friends. So it took me a year to get it, and it's taken me another year to review it. Typical style of me, taking forever to do everything. But here's the box. This fragrance ticks so many boxes and on so many levels. The packaging fits perfectly. You just kind of know what you're going to get from looking at this. The dark red, the exotic design. The bottle is so ever so cute with the little bow on it. Yeah, I feel like this one just sticks out a mile from the entire collection that has these little bows on. I haven't tried the ones with the animal gold heads on yet. They might be fun. Oh, I should get some of those. So here it is, yeah, I got the 100ml one, and for some reason this one seems to be a little bit more expensive than all of the others, which is kind of maybe what took me a little while to get it, but I'm going to spray it on anyway and tell you what they say about it and the notes. Oh my god, oh my god. So it says, a potion so delightfully intoxicating, one falls immediately in love. True that. Warm, strong and reassuring all at once, all respectability forgotten, we have travelled far as Turkey, and here in HALFETI the red roses appear black, so intense is their magic. So the top notes are grapefruit, bergamot, green notes, armoise and cypress. The heart notes are cumin, nutmeg, violet, saffron, rose, jasmine and muguet, which is also known as lily of the valley. And the base notes are leather, oud, amber, resins, tonka, vanilla and sandalwood. Okay, so when I first smell it, it is a swirl of so many things, and that's the only way I can describe it, because it swirls. Kind of like that. I can smell something slightly medicinally green, I'm guessing it's the cypress, and you can smell oud straight away, but the oud in this is the most perfect oud I've ever smelled. It never overtakes, it's not thick, gloopy, mushroomy, earthy, anything like that. It smells to me like a very high quality oud, and I've smelled a lot of high quality ouds, believe me. The overall kind of circumference around the whole thing is actually powdery, and I'm not sure what that's coming from at all, but it's really, really stunning. So you've got greenness, you've got exotic saffron going on in here, you've got this very well behaved oud that isn't, it's just giving it a feeling rather than being I am oud jumping out scaring everyone like it normally does, or just being really dirty and ugly, which I think it often is. Oh, I have to quickly say, this is listed under their women's fragrances, so it is marketed towards women. Completely ignore that. This is one of the most unisex fragrances I've ever smelled in my life, apart from Pulp, which I'll be reviewing next. And yeah, it just feels very transportative. Is that a real word? Like, I really feel like I've gone to another place. Only a few fragrances have done that to me, like Sahara Noir by Tom Ford, and some other ones that I can't remember off the top of my head because I'm concentrating on this one. So it's all of this at once. There's a light, soft wood as well, powder, greenery, a dryness coming from saffron, and then a lovely oud. That's what you get straight away. So despite all of this stuff that's going on that first hits you, it manages to maintain a very delicate softness around the edge, like I said. So it does although it's very strong, and believe me, this is very, very strong. This is the one that I said in my autumn fragrance reviews, or suggestions, or picks, or whatever. Yes, it maintains a softness. It maintains kind of I want to say powdery, but not in a baby powder kind of way. It's a different kind of powder in here. It's kind of like the powder you get from florals as opposed to actual powder, if that makes sense. So it's a powdery floral fragrance with a oud in it, and greenness. Lots of stuff. So yes, they spray this on handkerchiefs outside their shop, and so I'm told you can smell it all the way down the road. It's very, very strong, very long lasting. I have oversprayed this one too many times when my friends are like, oh gosh, you've well oversprayed today, but bothered. Just really, really stunning. Definitely a standout fragrance from Penhaligons. I get at least 10 hours upwards of longevity. On clothes, it's nuclear. I mean, on clothes, it's lasting up to 2 days. So if you want to spray this on a tie or something you wear to work, you're gonna get it like forever, basically. The greenness kind of backs off a little bit when it dries as well, so that's kind of cool. I like that, and the oud always remains the same, which is lovely. It doesn't ever go too crazy, to everything. Never overly spicy. This is more about the oud and the florals and a powdery greenness. It's never, although there are spices in here, it's very lightly spiced, I think. It's everything feels, it's like somewhere between being understated and really bold. It sits right in the middle of that, where it's quite an overpowering fragrance, but it actually is kind of soft in nature, and that's always a tricky one to describe, but that's how it sits with me. When it starts to get drier still, I do start to feel the leather come out a little bit more, so it goes a little bit rougher towards the end. So it goes a little bit darker, it goes a little bit more masculine even, I would say. A little bit kind of slightly dirtier. So you're getting all of the darker stuff come out in the base, so you're getting slight more oud, I think, but then leather. So it's not leather jacket type leather, it's the rougher side of leather, not the smoother side, and it fits perfectly. Everything in here, it just ticks every single box. I don't know how they managed to do this. Probably because they're amazing, talented perfumers working with them. That might be a factor. Absolutely love it. It's very, very complex. I've only mentioned the things that I can smell. Really try this one out if you ever pass Penhaligons shop, or try and get at least a sample, because it's just gorgeous. I'm going to actually properly wear it now as well. That was probably three sprays too many. Never mind. Anyway, I'm out, someone over down there. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon for another video. Goodbye.